Don't get up. I'll answer that. Yes?
Is Miss Svetlovov there?
Durand. Now she's Durand.
It is you, Mr. Durand. Congratulations again. Could you call your wife for me?
Sure. It's for you.
Who is it?
Renier.
Great. Durand. Sure, I'd better note that. Max, could you please give me something to write with?
My vision. I'll take the pencil. I won't use it on this painting anymore.
Max, the pencil, please? I think I saw it next to the painting.
You don't get brushes like these everywhere. They're handmade. I'm getting them from this strange guy in Saint-Étienne. They're expensive, but I'm not skimpy on this.
Max, I also need a piece of paper, please.
I'll take the diary. I never leave it behind. I often need to instantly note some idea. Something I recall. I'll take the keys. Although Laura insists she's a better driver. She likes when she doesn't have to drive.
Max, hand me some paper too, please.
Here, make a note in my diary. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna go wash my face, okay?
Thanks, you're the best. Okay, I've got a pencil and paper. What was the name of the gallery again?
What was that? See? I told you they would chase you, even here.
But I can't refuse it. How long has it been since we separated from Interpol? And what have we managed to do since then?
I don't get it. It pisses you off, but still you eventually do it. You and that department of yours. Really great.
But Max, we need some results. We must show that we'll continue to work as well as before.
I don't understand. When you were part of Interpol, Renier was your boss. Now you're more or less independent, and who tells you what to do? Renier.
You know well that as far as the budget is concerned, we are still with them. And guess who makes all the financial decisions there? Listen, I know I told you.
Please, enough. It's not a problem, is it? At least we're gonna see the gallery, and for free.
Max, thanks. Do you have the car keys?
You mean from our supercar? Yeah, I have them somewhere.
Here, have a look at what she wants from me.
Didn't you say something about us finally being far away enough from your work?
Max, there's another thing.
You don't want to ask me again if I really, really do not mind, do you?
When you came out of the bathroom, you seemed to be somehow pale. Did something happen?
Don't worry, it's okay. Maybe I turned a little pale when I saw myself in the mirror. You know, you wake up and you feel you're 20, but then you look into a mirror.
Do you think I'll live to see you answering me seriously someday?
Let me think. No, I don't think so. And let's go. We have to make a name for that office of yours, remember?
By the way, you sold almost all your paintings at the Paris exhibition, didn't you? So why are we driving this? Couldn't you rent something else?
Something else? Like what?
I don't know, something made in the last 100 years?
This, my dear, is a beetle. When you understand the difference between a common car and a beetle, a whole new universe will open to you.
Great. I can't wait.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that sarcasm, right? This car is a jewel. The sound of the horn alone. Listen. I usually mark all the places of interest on my map.
Hello, I'm Larissa Durand. You must be...
Pascal Catlego, my dear Madame Durand. And may I sincerely tell you that I am very pleased by your arrival, and that I have big expectations for you.
If I understand it right, some pieces of art were stolen from here and you aren't satisfied with the results of the local police's investigation? That's why you contacted Interpol?
Yes, exactly. Fortunately, I still have some connections. I've already cooperated with your department, but it was a long time ago. Even before you were independent. You probably didn't even work there then.
Can you give me some details? What was stolen? Why do you feel we could find out more than the local police? I have basically no authority here.
Well, if you'll allow me, I'd like to answer the second part of your question first. I don't have a problem with the police as such, but I do have a problem with Captain Nemusa, who led the investigation. His approach was, well, too casual. According to today's newspapers, the case was closed. Unbelievable. And as far as authority is concerned, I think the will to find the culprit will suffice. It has been definitely lacking until now.
What was stolen then?
Excuse me, but you are...
Maxime Durand.
So, the husband. I know I'm disturbing your holiday.
He's cooperating with our agency as an external expert from time to time, so he's going to take part in the investigation.
Great. I've managed to persuade Captain Nemusa to stop by. He should be here any moment. In the meantime, please read that file containing stolen items. And it would also be worthwhile looking around here for some evidence that the police could have missed. Here's the newspaper. Take a look. Incredible.
In the newspaper, there is an article about closing the investigation of the gallery theft. The thief remains unknown. No wonder that Mr. Catlego has no reason to be happy. Files containing stolen things. It seems they have their stuff well organized.
Max, do you have a moment? I can see that something's wrong. Can you behave like an adult for once and tell me what's going on?
I've seen some strange things. Those statuettes. I think I even dreamed about them once. It's beginning to interest me.
You're having visions again? And you're telling me just so? I thought we had put that behind us.
Don't be silly. Even the doctor told me it may relapse from time to time.
And that's why she gave you those pills that you don't use.
Because I don't need them. But all right, I'll take one if it makes you feel better.
Thanks. I think we left them in that bag in the room. Listen, what if you actually lead the investigation? You'll have something else to think about, and I think you'd enjoy it.
You're joking. I could do that? That would be fantastic.
Why not? But I'm going to watch your every step, Sherlock. Let's go. We'll return to Cadlego. Captain Nomusa?
Yes.
I am...
Don't trouble yourself. I know who you are. But I'd like to know why you are here.
My task is to help with the investigation.
As far as I know, no one here asked for foreign help. And for your information, the case is closed.
I understand that. Can I have the case file?
Here it is. You'll see for yourself that we didn't overlook anything. Usual theft, no witnesses. Such things just happen.
Why did the thief take only 4 items when he was already inside? In my opinion, they were after something particular.
I see. So, we have another expert here. They didn't take anything more because they probably were disturbed by someone. Any other questions?
Only one. If someone disturbed them, why are there no witnesses? Were they interrupted by a guard? He'd probably report it, no?
What is this? An interrogation? If you think you're going to make a name here, okay. I'll enjoy watching the exposure. But don't bother me with meaningless fabrications.
If you have any other questions, reasonable questions, I'll be at the police station. Good day.
Can I have a look at that file?
Sure, here it is. They found only one fingerprint in the area where the thief could have been, and moreover, it's only a partial.
That's a problem?
To be able to compare, you need a certain minimal number of markers, and this one probably doesn't have enough of them.
Markers?
Various irregularities causing fingerprints to differ. But the thief left this print probably somewhere on the edge because a large part of it is missing.
So he didn't wear gloves? But yet he only left one fingerprint. That's weird, isn't it?
Yes, it is. For example, the glass shards from the broken display case reputedly was completely clean.
So what can we hold on to? Shouldn't we have at least that partial fingerprint checked in at the Interpol database?
Well, it won't hurt, but we'll have to get it to Interpol somehow.
That means we have a problem, doesn't it? How are we going to do that?
Keep that file, and tell that receptionist to scan it and send it to headquarters.
Yeah, great. Thanks for trusting me. Do you think I could ask for one more little favor? I need this scanned and sent to the number I'll write for you.
Of course. All our technical equipment is at your service.
Thanks. Good. Now we have to prove to the arrogant policeman that we're able to find out more. There are some gallery windows in the photos. This is it. That window. This partial fingerprint was found by the police at the crime scene. It likely belongs to the culprit, but it's probably not enough to identify him. I should use those. The display case is undamaged. In fact, I have no idea how to find out whether this very case was the one broken by the thief. That doesn't make... I should use those two together? How? I'd say that's useless. That doesn't make any sense. This isn't the... I've just thought of something.
Yes, Max?
Maybe Cat Lego did the local police an injustice. It's no secret they have some serious troubles with the crime rate here.
Sure. After all, we're not here to check them, but to help them.
That Nemusa didn't seem to me like someone who would appreciate our help.
No one likes it when someone else walks into their territory.
You're standing up for him?
No, but that's the way it is sometimes. As long as he cooperates, at least in some way, I'll be content.
There's really something wrong with that Nemusa. Have you noticed how he squirmed when asked about witnesses?
He stated that someone had probably disturbed the culprit at night, but at the same time, he didn't see anything wrong with no one seeing him there.
Exactly.
And how fast he closed the case. I don't want to do him wrong, but I guess he's simply lazy.
Still, I think there's no need to take those pills. I'm just a bit overstrained from Lyon.
Max, you know I love you as no one else in the world, but this just pisses me off. Some things you just have to take seriously. You should know that after what you've gone through.
You want me to take those pills? Right. But you won't force me to cry over myself.
I didn't really mean it. Don't be angry. I'm glad you're feeling good, but you have to be careful.
Yeah.
You... Tell me, what did you see exactly?
I feel I've seen those statuettes already. Last night in a dream. And now when I saw those photos, they're important, somehow.
And that's all? A dream and a vision in the gallery? You'd tell me if there was something more, wouldn't you?
You know I would. No, it's nothing. I won't gain anything by that. This display case looks as undamaged as all the others. It's hard to say if it was robbed. Those exhibits are interesting, but I need to find out which one of those display cases was robbed. I should be able to use this photo to determine which of the display cases was broken by the thieves. Maybe I could add my own fingerprint to it. Nah, I don't think so.
Max, it's the fingerprint the police found. Do you see that?
Do you mean the way it's cut?
Weird, isn't it? I'd expect a part of the print to be missing if it was on some edge, but here...
That's a drop of blood. I'd bet it belongs to the thief.
But there was no blood found on the display case glass.
Well, then he had to get cut somewhere else. probably only slightly. Maybe when getting into the gallery? Great. With the help of these tapestries and photos, I can find out which window the thief used to get in. If the culprit got inside through this window, he could have left some clue here.
Sure, and according to the report, the police examined only the broken glass.
We won't find out, though, because we're unable to open the window because of the new grate. But if we removed it...
Max, we certainly should examine the window, but before we start taking everything apart here, we should search also for other evidence, right?
Let's go over what we've got. We have a strange fingerprint on the display case, and a drop of blood.
The fingerprint won't help us, and neither will the blood. Our department has worked on some cases here already, so I know a bit about that. In fact, they only recently started to create their own DNA database.
So only the window remains. Laura, there has to be something there, or we're out of luck. We have to find out if the window has changed since the theft.
Listen, you're starting to quite enjoy yourself with this investigation, aren't you? So let's go. We'll ask Cadlego.
Do you really think that there could be something there? That would be phenomenal.
It depends on what was done with the window after the theft. Did you replace it completely?
As far as I know, they kept only the frame. The broken glass wasn't good for anything, of course.
That's important information. So there could be some prints left on the window frame.
Of course. Where else? I trust you, Madame Durand. You'll surely find something out. Why, you've been doing so well up to now. I have to go now to arrange something, but I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
If it was possible to unscrew those bolts with bare hands, the grate would be useless. If it was possible to unscrew those bolts with bare hands, the grate would be useless. The rod is surprisingly light. The trunk is locked. I'll take the tools. It's been a long time since I saw such a well-equipped toolbox. I'm starting to doubt if Laura wasn't right about the choice of the car. I've managed to flatten the end of the bar with pliers. Happily, it's a soft alloy. If it were some real metal, I would be out of luck. One end of the rod is bent at an angle of 90 degrees. Great! Now I have a fully functional socket wrench.
Wait, what are you doing?
I need to loosen it. There may be some important evidence here.
What were you thinking? You dismantled the security and then what? I'll have to watch that window at night, won't I?
But I'll put it back together, of course.
Sure. I suppose you do stuff like that on a daily basis.
Look, it's only one window grate, and Mr. Catligo said we could do whatever we need.
I didn't hear anything like that.
Great. What now?
You've given up a bit too easily. Flatter her. Give her a gift. Just make something up.
Yeah. I'll think of something. There's... I've just thought of something.
Yes, Max?
If we're to examine that window properly, we'll have to remove the bar.
I was right. You're really enjoying it, aren't you?
Yeah, we could do that job of yours together. You'll do all the paperwork, and I'll do all the fun stuff. Please, I need Catligo to talk to that receptionist. Will you call him?
Sure. He's not picking up.
No, it's nothing. It seems the maid was here already. The bin is empty, the bed is made. It seems she even left something for us there. Someone will surely miss this. Maybe I should call reception and ask what to do with it. It states here, in case you find this, please contact the front desk, number 111. Thank you. Well, if it weren't for Laura, I wouldn't be doing this. But what can I do? A promise is a promise. Well, if it has to be. Only one is missing. I hope it will stay so for a long time.
Front desk? How can I help you?
Hello. I found a badge here, clearly from one of the staff. Name's Nugubene. Petrecha Nugubene.
That's very kind of you to let us know, Mr. Duran. Do you think you could leave it here at the reception desk when you pass by?
Of course.
Thank you.
Funny thing, I found a badge in our room, and I caught its owner at reception. Her name was Nugubene, or something like that. And I got a box of sweets from her.
Nice. Should I be glad or jealous?
Well, it depends on how much of a competition you consider a 50-year-old slightly obese girl, and forgetful.
Oh, definitely your type.
Sure, that's why I married you. Anyway, there's going to be a chocolate feast in the evening, so count on it. I know.
You can't take down those windows. I'm sorry, but it's not possible.
I think we got off to a bad start, Miss...
Fofana. Josephine Fofana.
We have a common aim, to satisfy Mr. Catlego.
Do you think you can just talk me into it? Not going to happen.
I wouldn't think that. I would like to apologize for raising my voice. I know you're just doing your job. Here, take this, please.
Really? But this is awfully expensive. And actually, you're right. If you don't move anything, you won't find anything. You know what? Dismantle it. I believe you'll put it back together.
Oh no, you could be in trouble because of that.
What trouble? Dismantle that right now. I insist.
Watch it, handsome. Your wife may be around.
Married doesn't mean dead, sweetheart. I still have a few tricks that may come in handy. The wrong sock. The wrong sock. Maybe Cat Lego should have invested into window security a bit earlier than a day after the theft? The wrong socket's on the wrench. It spins around the bolt head. It wouldn't be of much. It's a good thing that the socket can be easily removed. I don't see any clue at first sight, but I won't give up so easily. I'd better examine it closely. Interesting. There's a small nail in the corner and something got stuck on it. If someone tried to climb through the window, it could be a piece of glove. Laura should know that. I've just thought of something.
Yes, Max?
Unfortunately, we're not eating that box of sweets. I used it as a little bribe.
Do people still do things for a box of sweets?
For a box of sweets and my personal charm. That's a killer combo.
Don't exaggerate too much. There's a limit to everything.
There's a small nail in the window frame, and something got stuck on it. It looks like it could be a piece of a glove. Maybe the thief injured himself there.
A piece of a glove? Did the thief tear it when climbing inside? That means we might find new fingerprints there.
And the other interesting thing, powder is used when taking fingerprints, right? But there's no trace of any, and the frame definitely doesn't look like it has been cleaned recently.
More proof of their laziness, although the frame is an ideal place. It's not touched by many, so if the thief left his prints there, it would be easily identifiable. Look, here comes Catalego. That's handy. Mr. Catalego, who all uses this window?
Well, most likely those two workers who were repairing it. And our cleaner.
A cleaner?
Yes, she cleans the windows here. Last time was a day or two before the theft. Then we waited until those bars were installed. She's coming the day after tomorrow, I think.
Before the theft, then?
Yes, I think that's it. Do you have a clue? Oh, please tell me you do.
I think we have. Because it seems that since it was cleaned, only those two workers have touched it.
And the culprit.
That's it. If a clue is here somewhere that was overlooked by the police, it has to be there. Laura, we just have to examine the frame properly.
I'll call Namusa to send us the dactyloscopy kit, and to get the prints of those workers to compare. It's Durand. I have a favor to ask. A fingerprint kit, and the prints of the workers who were changing that broken window in the gallery. Well, it won't hurt anything, will it? I should think so. Goodbye.
He was happy, wasn't he?
Very. But they'll do it. Shouldn't we get back to the hotel? I'm tired and starving. Mr. Catalego, we'll continue tomorrow. I think we made considerable progress today.
You certainly did. You've left the police far behind. And don't mind the window grate. I'll have someone secure it for the night. Have a pleasant evening.
So you don't mind?
What?
The work. We were to relax and instead...
If it wasn't for your job, we probably wouldn't be together now.
I love you. If it bothers you, I'd give it up. I'll always put you before my job. Before anything else. You can't leave me. Ever.
I'm not going anywhere.
When you were getting the car, I was getting this. An Osram ne Nesorama amulet. A star and a moon. A pair of lovers, inseparable. Take it. What do you think?
Nice. You know, I feel like I've seen it before. Anyway, is there a box of sweets, too?
You... Yes. Muriel. Well, hey, how are you? I see. That fragment wasn't enough. I was afraid that you wouldn't be able to find it in the database. Well, at least we tried. Thanks, and take care.
So nothing? Well, I'll go to Namusa in the morning and take that fingerprint kit. With a little bit of luck, Namusa will have those workers' fingerprints, too.
Okay. I'll watch that window in the gallery in the meantime, so that nobody adds any more fingerprints there.
I'll come ASAP. And please, turn that cell phone off now, will you? Wasn't it better before? No cells, no emails. One could get lost and forget about everything.
It's not about the phone. If I want to, I can turn it off, like right now, and work will just wait.
Yeah, I can see that. Would you explain to her that a turned-off cell phone means do not disturb, please?
Muriel?
We've got a saying here, Missy. Anyone can come across a hornet's nest, but only a fool tries to play with it. Only a really big fool.
Who is this? Are you trying to scare me off by this?
You should be scared, because there's a buzz in the nest already. Leave it be. It's not your business.
Who was that?
Nobody. Just someone who confirmed that we're heading in the right direction. I can see right through you. What's wrong? Are you having the dreams again?
Just the opposite. I slept like a baby. It's just... Take care of yourself, okay?
You mean that call? I've had my share of them. If someone wants to do something, they do it and they don't call you in advance. That's the coward's way.
Thanks, that's really calming. Truly.
So what do you need?
I would like to borrow that kit for fingerprints.
Do you think we haven't checked there before? Tell me, do you really expect to find anything?
Well, at least it won't hurt, right?
It's your lost time, not mine. Take the kit from the shelf. There's a sheet in it with prints of the two workers who worked there, but one of them, Nosy Niamela, wore gloves. I'll of course need your signature to record that you took the dactyloscopic kit.
Nothing new with you, is there?
The case is closed, Mr. Durand. I assumed you knew what that meant.
Well, since I wasn't offered even a mere ballpoint here, the pencil will have to do. Namusa wants my signature, and he'll get it. So what?
I'm absolutely stunned. Is that normal for you, taking other people's stuff?
I'm sorry, I thought that someone just left them here. Are they yours?
No, just take them.
The photo shows a likable middle-aged woman. I'd say that's... I have here a fingerprint kit from our friend Nomusa. What about you? Have you found anything?
There's a blood stain on the window. I think we're heading in the right direction.
Great, so we'll look for those prints. Basic instructions for using the kit. This is ninhydrin, a powder that adheres to fingerprints. I think it somehow reacts with residues left by human skin. This brush is used to deposit ninhydrin on place where fingerprints may be. The ninhydrin is spooned on a brush. There's no powder on the brush. I won't see any fingerprints without it. There's no powder on the brush. I won't see any fingerprints without it. There's no powder on the brush. I won't see any finger... There's no powder on the brush. A fingerprint. It looks a bit damaged, but it's better than nothing. There's no powder on the brush. I won't see any See? Someone got caught at the frame here. There's no powder on the brush. See? It's easier than I expected. A fingerprint. It looks a bit damaged, but it's better. A fingerprint. It looked. See? Someone got caught at the frame here. Right. There probably isn't more of them here. It's weird that in the era of all these scanners, the powder sticks on the sticky surface and we have a fingerprint. The powder sticks on the sticky surface and we have a fingerprint. It's weird that in the era of all these scanners, fingerprints are still acquired in such a primitive way. Anyway, it works and that's what matters. I just need to press down the sticky tape a little, and another fingerprint is ready. I just need to press down the sticky tape a little, and another fingerprint is ready. All the prints are documented. I can't do anything else here. So we have a print. What else?
Well, now we should mail it to a lab.
Can't we just compare it to those records that we have right here?
It's actually not that easy.
But we can try, right? You can send it for expert analysis as well.
Okay, let's have a look at it.
There is the same dislocation on both fingerprints. It looks I'll merge these two partial fingerprints and their markers into one. It will be easier to work with. I think that fingerprint is shaping up quite nicely. Those don't match. The dislocations are different. I don't think those are the same dislocations. We're looking for something else. Those don't match. The dislocate. Those don't match. Those don't match. Those don't match. Those don't match. Those don't. Those don't match. I don't think those are. I don't think those are. Those don't match. The dislocations are different. I don't think those are. I don't know. Those don't. I don't know, but it seems. I don't think those are the same. Those don't match. Those don't. Those don't. Those don't match. I don't know. Those don't match. I don't know, but it seems to me those dislocations we found don't match. Those don't match. Those don't match. I don't know, but it... I don't know, but it... Those don't... Those don't match. Those don't... I don't know, but it's... So, this print, that's something, isn't it?
To tell you the truth, you've surprised me a lot. Don't you want to do this as a career?
To spend whole days hunched over a microscope and earn less money than now? Yeah, that sounds very promising.
I thought so. Someone has to put that print through the database anyway. We can scan it somewhere and mail it.
What are you staring at? Should I go to her again?
I think she'll be much more receptive to you than to me. And she ate that box of chocolates we were to share, so let her try.
Mr. Cadlego, we'd like to ask you about something.
If I may be of help to you in any way, just ask.
What is the most valuable thing you have here?
Probably a couple of truly luxurious Shona statuettes. The thief wasn't interested in them, though, thank God. But for me, personally, it would be the 2 stolen statuettes. I even financed their acquisition.
Do you find it normal that such a place doesn't have a system connected to some security agency? You don't have bars or video surveillance.
But this whole district is patrolled. You had to notice that when you came here.
And what if some locals decided to steal? In fact, I find it a bit suspicious that you're basically opening all your exhibits to thieves. Expensive exhibits, minimal security. Let me guess. I bet they were heavily insured.
Are you implying I let myself get robbed to collect money from the insurance? Interesting. Yes, we have insurance, but I can assure you that if I really took the trouble, I would have seen to it that much more expensive items got stolen. Moreover, and I can prove it, we are doing quite well financially.
I thought those statuettes are quite rare.
Those statuettes, Mr. Durand, are priceless, but only for someone who knows their true nature. For a common collector, they're too rough, too primitive. Only several people, including you now, know that they were a part of ancient rituals. That's why it struck me so much that they were stolen.
I have to ask, where were you the night of the theft?
You're really rigorous. I like that, Mr. Durand. I was with my business partner in Port Elizabeth.
That's on the other coast, right? In what hotel did you stay?
You know, I can't recollect exactly, but I know it had a number in its name.
What a shame you can't remember. I know I might be asking a lot from you.
That's okay. You said it yourself. We have a common aim. Besides, unlike most, you are very polite. And you're a nice guy, too.
I found another fingerprint here. Could you send it to the same place as the last one?
Sure, no problem.
Yes, exactly. You too. Bye.
Mission accomplished, fingerprints sent. How long is it going to take?
Hard to say. They'll put us at the end of some list, that's for sure. But I haven't idled about. I called a couple of places and I learned a little about those lost objects.
Like what?
Like, for instance, one of them is actually a double statuette with an interesting history.
Oh, you could ask me directly. I know these two statuettes only too well because we got them thanks to an undersea expedition we co-financed.
You lifted them from the sunken SS Maori, didn't you?
I clearly chose well. The exhibit is even more interesting because of the fact that a renowned law firm tried to take them from us by bringing all sorts of charges against us.
But you have rightful ownership now, don't you?
Lawyers of that firm represented some distant heirs of the original owners and wanted the statuettes to be returned to them. Fortunately, we have judges with common sense.
That's actually pretty interesting. Is it possible to find out who was behind it? Who was the previous owner? Maybe there's an inventory of goods the ship carried, and the name of the owner.
Well, you could try to ask in the harbor, and if it crossed your mind that the theft had been orchestrated by the original owners, then our thinking, Madame Durand, is quite similar. Well, hopefully this information will be useful to you. I have to run off and arrange something.
The small brush is used to put on the powder. Ninhydrin. Glue always comes in handy.
What would you like, boy?
I'm looking for information about a ship. An old ship. Maybe you know something?
Just pushing papers. When I did manual labor, it was much better, but those days are long gone.
The SS Maori.
That's a damn old ship, that one. She sank sometime around the end of the last century. She was owned by Henderson. That's way too old even for me.
By Henderson?
P. Henderson and Company. Big company. But they finished over 30 years ago. I certainly know a thing or two about that, because this was their branch.
Are there any materials left? Inventory books?
I remember all the people I meet, and I certainly haven't met you, buddy.
Well, I care a lot.
Okay, boy. I'll bring you everything I can find in the back there. I'll put it down there on the table. Okay, take it. It's not mine anyway.
I could use this cap.
I don't even know who left it here. Take it. I'm a little old for this.
This cigar cutter is quite an exquisite piece.
Isn't it? God only knows who it belonged to. Cigars, not for me. Too expensive for me, really they are. But if you like it, well, for $300 it's yours.
300? Okay then, I'll take it. It's covered with a thin layer of dust. Here is all the obtainable information on the last sailing of the SS Maori. The list of cargo and passengers is heavily damaged, though. It probably got wet, and parts have been copied on the previous sheet in several different ways. I need to take these 2 pages.
The fact that you, boy, have enough money doesn't mean that the rest of the world is the same way off. Do you know how much money I earn? Don't even ask. Do you want it or not?
All right, I mean borrow. I'll bring them back. I just want to check something with them.
That sounds better, but it'll cost you something. Let's say $1,000 for rent?
Here you go. Can I use your projector?
Help yourself, mate. That's included in the price.
I'm not interested in the rest of the ship's log. I have to take a look if the list contains those statuettes. If so, I hope there's also someone's name next to the entry. Those pages apparently belong to each other, but it's impossible to read anything useful from them because they show through the paper. I'm gonna have to do something about that first.
Well, seeing as you've made yourself at home here and are helping yourself to everything, would you care to inform me what you found so far?
We're working on it. As soon as there is any news, you'll be the first to know. By the way, can that copier print on transparencies?
Of course.
It's always about details. It's good to search everything properly. I won't gain... I have to take a look if the list contains those statuettes. If so, I hope there's also someone's name next to the entry.
Oh, I'll show you on the map. You can't miss it. Oh, and there's something else.
No, thank you. But perhaps you could help me with another matter. I managed to restore this page, and there's a name. Sawanda Leclerc. Is it familiar to you?
Yep, really, old lady. Next to her, I'm a spring chicken. Oh, the things she must have seen. Any idea how rich she must be? That'll be something for her heirs.
Zenzele?
Yep, really, old lady. Next to her, I'm a spring chicken. Oh, the things she must have seen. Any idea how rich she must be? That'll be something for her heirs.
Where does she live?
Oh, I'll show you on the map. You can't miss it. Oh, and there's something else.
Yes?
Times are bad. What about 500 for such a juicy piece of information?
All right, then. I've just thought of something.
Yes, Max? So what do we have?
It seems that some of that lost stuff belonged to the Leclercs, an old and well-connected family. And there's only one old lady of said family left here, Zenzele Leclerc.
I suppose we should pay her a visit.
Exactly.
Hello, my name is Larissa Durand, the Office for Art Theft Investigation. Could we speak with someone from the Leclerc family, please?
It's only me and Mrs. Zenzele. I don't have anything to talk to you about, and Mrs. Zenzele is old and sick. I won't let you disturb her.
But this is important.
If it was important, Captain Nomusa would come himself, and not someone from some office.
He knows Nomusa.
And what? They are one of the most connected families in Cape Town. One would assume they'd know the chief of police.
I don't know. Something's not right. I want to talk to her anyway.
You can want to. Do you think he'll let us in? Or that Nomusa will help?
I'll think of something.
Max, please, no nonsense.
Hey, you got me into this. If you want to investigate, do it right. It reads that today, between 2 and 4 p.m., a technician will come and check the appliances damaged by the last storm. It reads that today, between 2 and 4 p.m., a technician will come and check the appliances damaged by the last storm. Do you need a hand?
Thanks, but no, I'm nearly done. That's the third time today, at least I'm almost done. Just one more stop by the Bodekers and Ms. Leclerc's.
You're going to Zinzilla Leclerc?
Yeah, I haven't seen her yet, so I'm curious. You don't go to the Leclerc's every day.
Did you also think of...
Forget it.
Oh, come on, this is the perfect opportunity. They're expecting a technician, so they'll get one.
Firstly, it's a stupid plan. That servant knows you already. Secondly, they're not going to be thrilled by 2 technicians, and that one will be leaving shortly.
What are you babbling on about? I don't need any help. Look, I've almost got it done.
I was just about to tell you that. If I were you, I'd take a good look around. Look, I'll show you what you should check too. Otherwise, the whole thing's gonna get worse.
You're impossible. So you have a badge with a stranger's photo on it. Nice. What next?
Just a few more things. Overalls, maybe a cap, and glasses, and a mustache. And there we go. Just need to change myself a little bit.
That's a little much, isn't it? Glasses and a mustache? Where are we? At a masquerade?
Why won't you relax? It's starting to get fun.
Not for me, thanks. But do you think it'll be fun when this guy catches you?
Without this? Not unless he pushes it there.
Jesus, I don't think I'll ask any more questions.
Nice company logo, plain and simple. And what should I do with it? It weighs almost nothing and won't bother me, so why not to take it? Although I could use such shears, I definitely can't reach there. I'll take the nozzle. Maybe it might be possible to use that hose somehow. The cutter is released, so it should be ready to use. I cut a short length of the hose using the cigar cutter.
What do you want here?
I came to...
I'm not interested in why you came. What do you want here? Did you notice the door? There's a doorbell next to it. If a stranger comes, they ring the bell. And they don't wander around our garden. Am I making myself clear?
Of course, my fault. I'm sorry.
Yes?
I think that when your madam finds out what I want to talk about, she'll listen to me.
Really, I don't think so. Goodbye.
Someone probably uses the spray here, but nah, this one wouldn't last for the whole gate anyways.
You again. Did you forget to take your pills or something? Do I have to write down that you're not supposed to go inside?
No need, I'm leaving. I think I will let... If I cut a thin piece off the hose and shape it a bit, it should be usable as a seal. At least I hope so. May I?
Of course.
I'll take them. Hopefully no one will miss them. I'll insert it into the hose. It could function as a seal. If I push the nozzle in the hose now, it may hold there. Or at least I hope so. Bullseye, and the shears are down where I can take them. Now that was really good work. I can easily take them from here. I'd better draw the logo of the company. It may come in handy. Good that I've drawn the logo. Now I can use it as a template. I'll fix the template on the cap so that the logo is straight above the brim. Just some spray paint on the template and the company cap is ready. I cut some hair from the brush. Just some glue and some loose hair for a false mustache, or at least something that resembles one. That mustache. It's kind of funny. Let's hope it works. The sunglasses will hide the eyes. The cap with a genuine company logo will add some credibility. Overalls. It wouldn't work without them. I don't think I need to put on anything else.
Who are you, man with a weird mustache, and what have you done with my husband?
Good, isn't it?
Better than good.
It wouldn't win Academy Award for Best Makeup, but this'll have to do.
I guess it doesn't make much sense to try to talk you out of it, so I'll just wait for you here. Both of us won't get inside, and moreover, I'm a married woman, and I could set people's tongues wagging.
As you wish, ma'am. Your mistake.
Be careful.
Michael Vosloo, Technical Services.
Come in. We were expecting you. I believe you know what to do. If there's a problem, call me.
Thanks.
Another thing, when you're leaving, I'll search you. Nothing against you, but your predecessor managed to borrow some stuff that didn't belong to him.
I'll remember that.
Even if Laura doesn't think so, I know well that this is no longer a game. I have to be careful. The sooner I get away from here, the better. Most of the books concern African history and religion. Wizardry, voodoo, African idols, it's all summed up in this one. Is this just some common native poetry, or is it something more? I'd better write it down. This might be important. I'd better write it down. I'd like to believe it's only a replica, but it looks damn real. I'd estimate that this may be 13th century. Nice piece, but not too valuable. Probably it contains early references to the southern lands. I knew I could do it. Now let's see what it is that Zenzele protects so attentively. Law documents dealing with the ownership of the statuettes stolen from the gallery.
And I thought I told it clearly enough.
I can explain.
There's no need. You're finished here. Now I'm going to take you and...
No, let us.
I didn't want to take anything.
I know. But others are used to taking what's not theirs. Did you see that painting under the stairs? That's Zuri, my mother. A learned woman for her time. When white men came to take something from us, she always said, "Count to 3, little one. Count until your wrath leaves you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I probably don't fully understand you.
Zuri was wise. One must eat one's rat like a bread cake. I have learned that, so it has no place in my heart. But to forget, never. I'm old. Immensely old. But I remember all the injustices.
I would like to talk about those statuettes. You've certainly heard about it. About the theft.
They belong to my family for generations. I've exerted much effort and money trying to getting them back. I'm not angry at you that you took them from us, but I won't forget that they are ours and they belong to this house.
The police say some middlemen possibly have them now.
Then it probably is so, Mr. Durand.
I don't remember introducing myself.
Tell me something. Haven't you lived through enough to stop being surprised by things you can't understand? Hasn't the time come to stop resisting and let yourself be carried by the wave of fate? To stop fighting the threads which are leading you?
You know nothing about me. Nothing. I've seen things you can't even dream of, so don't bother me with gibberish about fate.
But your future I can see clearly, Max. I see the beginning and your end.
And what was that? A threat?
Your wrath is useless. You must get rid of it. Learn to accept things the way they come. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3.
Max, how'd it go?
It's her. Actually, she confessed to me. We're going to Namusa to have her picked up. I'm sick of this charade.
What happened? Why are you so pale?
It's her. I'm telling you. She pretends to have one foot in the grave, and she is playing with us at the same time. She babbles at you so long that you start seeing nonsense.
What have you seen? Max, it's not fun anymore. You must calm down.
But I don't want to calm down. I want Namusa to do his work.
But we have no evidence. Do you think they'll go after her just because they like us?
Great, and what are we gonna do? Did I go there for nothing?
No, definitely not. Look, when you were away, I got a message from Muriel. They identified the print. It belongs to some Tony Zola. This is his file. We're going with him.
Great, we'll go to Namusa. We can't ignore all this anymore. I've just thought of something.
Yes, Max?
Laura, If you saw old Leclerc, she's probably completely blind, in a wheelchair.
So you think maybe it was not her work?
But sure it was. Who else? The trick is that she seems completely helpless at first sight, but it's only a semblance. She's powerful, Laura, and not only that, she may even be dangerous. Most of the text is in English, but I don't understand one part. I'd say it's in Afrikaans. Praise of local station in the press. Public relation events. Searches completed. Stuff put on the notice board by cops almost anywhere in the world. Praise of local station in the press. Public relation events. Searches completed. Stuff put on the notice board by cops almost anywhere in the world. A certificate with Nemusa's name. It's from some hunting competition. There's a nice tie on the chair. Probably a standard outfit of local policemen. Nice habit. Nemusa has undoubtedly a picture of his wife framed on the table. Laura would be glad to see that brochure. She disapproves of hunting. It seems cruel to her. I actually don't have an opinion about it.
So what do you need?
You wanted us to inform you in case we found something? So here we are.
You have something? Really?
This is information about a certain Tony Zola. There's got to be more in your database. He's the thief from the gallery.
Zola? I don't know that name. How did you hear about him?
Thanks to a fingerprint from the gallery.
There were none.
If you think...
So, what next?
Hang on. So you're Zola. I can see from the database that we've already been watching him. He's got a pretty big file here. I'll interrogate him personally when I have time for it. I know where he's usually at.
Which is odd, by the way, because you've just told us you didn't know him.
Well, you know, it's just what's in the file. What are you after? Are you trying to bait me or what?
I think I can hear some cracking.
Cracking of what?
That damn thin ice you're standing on, Captain. And when it breaks, we'll be there.
Well, we don't have to threaten each other here, do we? I know what you're after. You're afraid that I'll steal your credit, right? Trust me, I'll commend you so much they're gonna build a statue of you back at home. But now go and get some rest, will you? I'll take care of Zola.
I've just thought of something.
Yes, Max? Let's go talk somewhere else, okay?
That bastard. He knows much more than he's telling us.
He certainly knows that Zola. Either there's something fishy in it, or he doesn't want us to get to Zola. But we can't do much about it.
What? You're leaving it just like that? And what was your speech about? A spectacle?
Max, a threat is the most we can do right now. We can't take on the local police, no matter what's going on.
You bet we can. And I'll tell you how we're gonna do it. I'll catch his attention, and you'll take a peek at Zola's file in his computer.
Max, that's foolish. We shouldn't do that.
Do you want him to get away with this? Or do you know any other way how to find something? You don't, do you? So now we're going to do it my way. This turns fan rotation on and off.
Damn it. Does it look like I don't have anything to do? For Christ's sake, pay attention.
I'd like to ask you something.
Sure, you can see how bored I am here.
Nice tie. Where could I get that?
Join the police academy and graduate from it. That's a start.
I'm serious. It suits you.
I don't have time for your bizarre sense of humor.
I see you have here a hunting brochure.
Sure, I brought it here from my colleague, Sergeant Mabeki. He's only starting. A little theory won't hurt.
There's a brochure for hunting? I thought that people must have it in their blood.
I'm pleasantly surprised, Mr. Durand. Exactly as you say, but there are certain rules you must know and must follow.
Is that your wife in that picture?
Mosa? Yes, that's my wife.
She's pretty. How did you meet?
Don't you think you're getting a bit too nosy?
I noticed that certificate on the wall. Nice hobby you've got.
A hobby? Hunting is a passion. It's not stamp collecting. In my case, a big passion.
Looks like you're very good.
I don't want to praise myself, but I'm one of the best in our association.
That clipping, is it Afrikaans?
You're quite observant. Yes, that's Afrikaans.
Strange language. Some words are familiar to me.
Because they come from Dutch.
Really? That's interesting.
Mr. Durand, what's going on with you? Am I supposed to tell you our national history?
I got it.
Madame Durand, will you please take your husband away? I'm too busy to talk right now.
Of course. We're leaving.
I've just thought of something.
Yes, Max?
What have you found out?
Max, I don't think we should bother Captain Namusa any longer. Let's talk somewhere else.
I see. Of course.
It's even worse than I thought.
Why? What was in his file?
There is no file in that database. Namusa is not trying to get him. At the very least, he's covering for him.
He's not getting away with this. But what are we gonna do? We're at a dead end, aren't we?
We would have been if your amazing wife hadn't come across Zola somewhere else, and that, wait for it, was in Namusa's personal contact list. I've written it down.
I knew it. He's in on it too. We'll check out Zola and find something. But what about what you copied? How does Namusa possibly use it for contacting Zola? This is about Zola. Hello, I'm looking for Tony.
What do you want from him?
Well, it's let's say a complicated matter.
Bullshit. And that accent? You're Nicole's brother, that French whore, aren't you? Listen to me carefully. Tell her that if she goes anywhere near Tony, I'll gouge her eyes out.
That would be a mistake.
To hell with that bastard. You want to talk to him? Fine. Go to the Drunken Sailors. He works as a bartender there. And tell that bastard not to come in my sight.
Well, that's not going to be pretty for someone, but at least we know now where to find Zola. If we're lucky, we'll find Zola inside the bar. That's a really cool machine. Gotta love bikes.
Hi, is Tony there? Tony Zola?
Who's asking?
Well, I have some news for him. I can't tell from whom.
Well, that's a pity, because you won't find him here anymore.
All right. I see that you hurt your hand. Did that happen here in the bar?
Mind your own business.
Okay, I won't beat around the bush. I heard rumors that it's possible to get some nice pieces of art here. I'll pay well.
Whoa, either you're undercover or totally stupid. And anyway, you have no business here. If you want some art, go buy a souvenir. And now get out, or you could fall really bad.
Great. That went really well. At least I've returned through the door and not through a window. That man at the bar, that's him, Zola. That chopper parked outside most likely belongs to him.
Are you sure?
I am. What are we gonna do? Maybe I should push him a little more. But I didn't want to irritate him too much.
You did well. We'll go back to the hotel and have a talk about it, right? I don't like saying it, but maybe we'll have to let it be. We can't fight against everybody here. Why, Captain Namusa, how are you?
When I let you lead that investigation of yours here, I believed that you wouldn't bother anybody. Apparently, I was wrong.
Someone complained? Who might that be?
Does it really seem funny to you? Not to me. I'm sick of you. On my desk, there's an official complaint about your conduct in my district, and all it needs is my signature. Not to mention the fact that you are directly endangering our operations and process. I'm really tempted to make such a report to your office that nobody will even let you into some backcountry gallery.
What do you want from us?
Stop bothering decent people and threatening our interests immediately.
And you think that...
I haven't finished yet. You'll leave the country in 2 days. That's my last warning. Goodbye.
How arrogant. He simply threatened us.
Do you see now why we can't give up? Actually, in fact, he helped us now. We're on the right trail with Zola.
But what do you want to do?
We'll find something against him at the bar. I just know it. We'll look there once again, but now we'll wait until he closes the bar and leaves.
Max, I don't know.
I do.
If someone is there, come back at once. If something happens here, if I see someone coming, I'll blow the horn.
Sure, don't worry. I'll be back in a sec.
Max, wait.
Oh, please, don't be a drama queen. I'm not gonna rob a bank.
All right, but anyway, be careful.
The door is locked. Bar's closed already, so no one should bother us. This turns on the... some block. Ride the... This turns on some... I hope no one outside notices the light. This is a list of drinks with prices and ingredients. I wouldn't mind trying some of them. It looks like a drinks price list. The prices are quite low. It would cost several times more downtown, but I would rather take Laura there all the same. I did it! I opened the safe. Rare... Definitely one of the stolen exhibits. I wonder how Nemusa would look when he sees that mask. I'll take a look at that message. Tony, I've handed over the 2 statuettes to the person who ordered them. He told me that he's not interested in the other items, and that we can fence them. I'll come over for my share next week. B.
Joe, don't stoop, cock. Did you think I wouldn't find you? You're dead already.
So I guess it's obvious, isn't it? Those statues were ordered stolen.
Leclerc is behind it?
Who else? If lawyers couldn't help, Zola could. And Nemosa turned a blind eye to it. That's the better case scenario.
Okay, now I'm going to talk to her.
But we still have no proof. Nothing connecting her to the theft. You said it yourself.
Yes, I did, but I'm sick of it. Maybe we won't prove her guilty, but I want to tell her what we know. I want to see how she reacts. Maybe it'll stop there and nobody is going to pay for it, but I'm still going to do that.
I'm going with you. We have to persuade that servant.
No, I'll think of something. Just take me there. Now it's my turn. I know everything. I know that you gave the order to have those statues stolen.
And nice to meet you too. Madame Durand. Lara, right?
Obviously, you keep everyone around here under your thumb, including Nemosa, and you're certain that you can get away with it. But not everyone jumps through your hoops for you. Certainly not me. Even if I can't prove you guilty, Catalego will appreciate the information.
If someone took something from you, something that is really dear to you, wouldn't you want to get it back?
A theft is a theft.
Yes. Someone took something that didn't belong to him and didn't want to give it back. You've got that right.
That's why we have courts to decide on such things. According to the court, the statuettes don't belong to you any longer.
How much do you know about the case? Have you studied the file?
No, I haven't.
Do that. Read about the flimsy basis upon which has been built the truth of the court. Who want to take what has belonged to others for generations? But that would be too complicated, wouldn't it? Or not. Maybe it would be a waste of time. You obviously prefer to believe more in some official than to believe in what makes sense in your heart.
That's what you think? That I'm so blinded? Good. I'll take a close look at it. And what's more, if I come to the conclusion that those statuettes are rightfully yours, I'll help you to get them legally. But if not...
If not, I'll admit that in public and return them. I'm in your hands, Lara.
Another unfortunate one.
But that's... Jabali, stop the car! Stop the car!
As you wish. But I'd rather stop a little further along.
You? This is not the right moment. You can't go there.
What are you talking about, dammit? That's Max's car. Our car. Where's Max?
Listen, we're doing...
Where is Max? Am I speaking Swahili? Where is Max?
There was an accident. The Volkswagen crashed into a motorcycle and fell into the sea. The driver of the motorcycle is dead. He burnt. We haven't identified him yet. And your husband, we can't find him.
You can't find him? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Where could he be?
He was probably carried away by the water. The Coast Guard is searching the area. Unfortunately, it's almost certain that he, too, is dead.
That is nonsense. You haven't checked it properly yet. I'll do it myself. Yes, sure, that'll be best.
You're upset. I understand that. But this really isn't your concern.
It's my husband. Of course it's my bloody concern. I'm going to take a look. I know that motorbike. It's Zola's.
And the stopping distance?
It's already documented. Everything will be in the file. I've checked the motorcycle driver. He's had a massive head injury, multiple bone fractures, scratches. There's no...
Is the seat shot through? The seat is shot through, but I don't see any blood. Hopefully Max wasn't hit.
Good. Tell the coroner I want an autopsy report as soon as possible.
You don't have to be an expert to see someone was shooting at Max.
Who called that in?
Some old couple was driving along and they saw...
A tire is shot through. If Max was going fast, that wouldn't have made his driving any easier.
And the stopping distance?
It's already documented. Everything will be in the file.
Max's diary? The last entry is unfinished. Somebody probably disturbed him. I'll take it. I don't care if someone regards it as evidence. Those notes, drawings. Max did similar things before. I wonder if those terrible nightmares returned to him. Why, damn it, didn't he tell me anything?
I've checked the motorcycle driver. He's had a massive head injury, multiple bone fractures, scratches. There's no way he could survive that.
Good. Tell the coroner I want an autopsy report as soon as possible. Who called that in?
Some old couple was driving along and they saw smoke, but they didn't see the accident.
What have you found out?
Not much. We have to wait for the experts.
No. If you're not able to find out yourselves, I'll tell you. That wasn't any common accident. Someone was shooting at Max. They shot through a tire, but Max is a great driver. He could handle that. And they kept shooting at him. The seat. Did you notice at all that there was no blood? No blood! Max wasn't hurt! I know that bike. Is it possible you wouldn't recognize its driver? It's someone you know very well, Captain. Someone you've covered for? It's Tony Zola. What, not ringing a bell?
But No, that's not how it is. I never told him to.
I know very well what you told him. I understand now. You didn't cover for him. You actually hired him. You hired him for that theft because Zenzele Leclerc wanted it.
But he was only supposed to steal certain things. Stuff that belonged to her. She's from the Leclerc family. I haven't ever taken a bribe, never acted dishonestly. But there are things stronger than human law. When the blood of your ancestors call, you can't turn a blind eye to it. I'm ready to deal with the consequences. I'll hand in my resignation today. But you must know, I didn't have any idea that it was going to take 2 lives.
2 lives? That scum is no loss, but concerning Max, I understand that it would be quite useful for you if he disappeared. Maybe you'd like to get rid of me too, but that's a pity. He's alive.
Madame Durand, you're wrong. I don't hold anything against you. If I could take it all back, I would. It's terrible, dreadful. But you have to admit to yourself, your husband...
Max is alive. I can feel it. I know it. He promised to never leave me. Nothing can separate us, and you know what? Don't try to understand. You can't. No one can.
Do you see that car, Laura? Broken. Just like your life. broken beyond repair. You looked for him, yelled, cried, prayed. You waited. You still do, even back in here, through hazy days and dreamless nights. Before the sun shines again, a lot of dark things will cross the sky. A lot of very, very dark things, Lara.